Right, Steve Rattner, pull back 20,000 feet as you assess what's going on here, the fighting on Capitol Hill, but also the fact that the economy is at a dead stop. Where are we headed here?
The economy is at a dead stop, Mika, and where we're headed here is into a very, very deep recession, almost certainly going to be substantially deeper than the great financial crisis was 10, 12 years ago. And we're going to have massive unemployment up over 15% for sure. It probably already is in the double digits, maybe 20% or more. And it's going to go on for a long time. And this chart you're looking at here shows that essentially just based on the workers who've already filed for unemployment insurance, we have lost as many jobs, about 22 million, as we created in the entire decade after the financial crisis ended. And it's not going to be one of the, some people think it's going to be one of these V things where the economy immediately snaps back as soon as we come out of this, kind of like the Munchkins coming out in Wizard of Oz after the Wicked Witch's house drops down on top of them. I don't think it's going to be like that. I talked to lots of CEOs, lots of companies who talk about the fact that they're going to be slow to rehire. They're going to be cutting capital expenditure budgets. Nobody believes that industries like travel are going to come snapping back, or that industries like restaurants are going to come snapping back. And so we're looking at a prolonged period of unemployment. And the chart you just saw flash by was basically that economists have been gradually making their unemployment projections more and more conservative, cautious, whatever you want to call it. We're certainly going to be, almost certainly going to be looking at double-digit unemployment on election day of this year. So the political implications of that will be interesting.
So, Steve Rattner, we have some good news this morning, thank God, on the economy. I'm not exactly sure what it means because we haven't had time to dive into all the numbers. I don't know if job participation has gone way down or whether this is just good news. We were talking about and we were expecting, I say we, the government and others were expecting unemployment to get close to 20%. But this is breaking news. U.S. unemployment rate fell to 13.3% in May, down from 14.7% in April. 2.5 million jobs gained in May, 20.5 million lost in April, 701,000 lost in March. And again, we don't know what the job participation rate is and don't know if a lot of people just stopped looking for work. But the fact that 2.5 million jobs were added, very good news. The fact that the unemployment rate actually went down instead of going up toward 20%, also very good news. What does it mean?
I wish I knew, Joe. I have to say, in all my years of following economic statistics, and for that matter, all my colleagues who follow economic statistics, this is probably the most surprising statistic any of us have seen relative to expectations. As you said, the wide expectation among private forecasters, top to bottom pretty much, was something around a 20% unemployment rate and a loss of substantial number of jobs in the probably 7 or 8 million range was what the forecast was. So this is dramatic. It runs contrary to some other data. We saw yesterday the new claims for unemployment insurance is continuing to be high. It's declining, but continuing to be high. We saw yesterday, surprisingly, the number of people on unemployment insurance tick back up again. We had thought that might be starting down as businesses begin to reopen. We did see a number yesterday from ADP, the payroll processing company, that was a bit better than we expected, although it still showed a loss of jobs, a couple million jobs this month. And so this is really a stunning number, and the president has already tweeted about it, as you've seen. So you can imagine what the political implications of this are going to be. They're going to substantially change the argument about whether we need more stimulus. They're going to substantially change the president's argument in the election. But we really do need to dig into these numbers before we can reach any real conclusion about them, because as I said, I've never seen numbers this far off expectations in, I don't know, 40 years of watching this stuff.